Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful. Are we indeed having a beautiful day, friends? I hope we're having a beautiful day. In fact, I'm going to trust that we are, because you know what? It's a beautiful day. For everyone involved, it is Cities in a Snap Day, a special behind the scenes look at just what the heck are we doing around here. And I feel like that is kind of the best way to put what today is. What the heck is going on here? How does this happen? Why does it happen? And most importantly, why are you here? No, I know why you all are here. I think. I'm like 85% sure I know why you guys are here. I think you're here for Cities in a Snap, right? I guess a wild Caz appears to use his host. It's super effective. It's true. No, it's a Caz. All the dice on the shirt. Oh, the dice are just appearing on the shirt. It's funny. It's my new shirt from Caz Wife. It's D&D dice. So I'm just gonna have holes on my chest because I think it's funnier that way. Am I here? I think you are. Okay, sorry. I thought I turned the music down. It's down now. Amorphous gifting a sub. How can you tell? I have psychic powers. I am now smart time. Alright, so first of all, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you, Nightmorphous. Thank you, Josh, for the gift subs. Really means a lot. Helps contribute, helps make this channel what it is. Thank you guys so much. High five. You are absolute legends. So, first of all, a quick little explainer. So, what is today? What's going on? So, today is it's something that I've been sitting on for a while as kind of a pocket event. And the reason why we're doing a behind the scenes event today is because Josh gifting a sub tonight. High five. Thank you so much. Really means a lot, my friend. You are an absolute legend. I hope you survived the holiday season with your sanity intact. So, anyways, what happened was we didn't have enough signups, not by a long shot for today. So what I decided to do was I decided to push a couple of the signups that wanted to do this week to a different week. They agreed to it. They said yes, that sounds like a good idea, and they were already available in a future week anyways. So next week will be Intersections and Snap, and the final week of the month will be just kind of a typical sandbox event, and we'll hit the ground running for real in February. So yeah, it's going to be a little jumbled this month, but just bear with us. And I do want to apologize for that. Just for whatever reason, we had fewer signups. I don't know if it's something I did. I don't know if it's just the theme chosen or what, but we are looking into it, and your feedback helps shape that. It absolutely helps shape that. All right. Wait, next week, Intersections in a Snap? Yep, next week is Intersections in a Snap. Morphus, you're one of the folks that I haven't reached out to yet about that. You didn't sign up for Intersections in a Snap, but I could always push you to the next week, or we'll talk about that, Morphus. We'll talk about that. These are things that are rapidly changing behind the scenes. Season Snap had to choose between sanity and Rona immunity. I have no sanity left to keep intact. That's okay. That's perfectly all right. So, today I want to go through some of the stuff that we do to make Cities in Snap happen. Which, first of all, my volume is up. Does it need to be further up? I mean, sure, I'll turn it up like that. Sign you up for Intersections? I will try. Right now we already have 4, but there's a possibility, if enough people are interested, maybe we could just make that the final weekend in the month as well. More about the final weekend in the month. Next week will be Intersections, and then we'll figure out the week after that, because this is all rapidly developing, because I think that it was just the theme people didn't like, so I'm changing it a little bit. A little distancy, like it was far away. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that. So, that's what's going on for this week. Now, I want to take you guys through, so throughout this entire process, if you have any questions about what it takes, or even just flat out questions right here off the get-go, you know, hey Kaz, what's going on, what are you doing, etc., just let me know. And Josh, thank you so much for that other gift sub to Stream Elements. High five, you're a legend. Or that's 4 total to, or no, 3 total. That is from Josh316 to Toady YPQ, Nightbot, and Stream Elements. Thank you so much, Josh. You are a legend. High five. Never change. Now, stream test tonight. I think the setup is good. I'll have to check out the VOD, Skipper. I'll have to check out the VOD. So, first of all, and these are kind of in the order of events, and I've put more emphasis on items that people seem to be most confused on. So, this is just kind of the process. So, we've talked about what happened today, and in general, in response to today, the thing I'll say is we need more participants. Invite your friends. You know, if you see someone that is good at building in Skylines in the category, or building at all in the category, you know, just let them know, hey, there's a cool weekly event, and because I'm in the category a lot, but I can't catch everyone. I'm in the category a lot. I mean, people see me in random chats all the time. There's a reason I'm there. It's because I'm typically either chilling or trying to scout for this event. It is legitimately always one of those two. So, obviously, you know, you can always help with that. But, the next thing is, how do we pick themes? This is something that I get a lot of questions about, because we get a lot of things about why this happens. And wow, Greg with the 5 T1 gift subs. Can we get some love in chat? High five. Thank you so much for gifting subs to Rod World, Usually Working, Suski, Early Rave, and Reaper Ops. So hyped. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot and helps push this event forward. And Gareth Hubble with a sub at nearly the same time. 9 months. Baby snap. Do 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 do. Baby snap. Do 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 do. And Mike Morphus giving out another T1 gift sub. High five. And that ended up going to FSF Wasaga. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. High five. You're an absolute legend. And Gareth, what are we going to name this baby? Is it going to be Snap Hubble? Gareth Snap? Cities in a Hubble? City Snap? City Gareth Snap? Hubble Snap? I like Hubble Snap. Can we name it Hubble Snap? But thank you so much. Really means a lot, Greg. Absolute legend. Thank you so much for supporting the community. So, with the theme selections, the way that we do that is I have kind of a backlog of random things that people have mentioned, things like that. So anything that's been mentioned and gotten more than like 1 or 2 like upvotes, so to speak, like, hey, this is a good idea, I have added to a kind of catalog of event themes that I can pull from. So Intersections in the Snap is one of those, and that's happening next week. And then what's up, Reeker? Baby High Tea. Sounds good. Baby High Tea, the Snap. So I have that, and then also another thing that I look at is I look at what people are interested in the community. So I actually spend a little bit of time on, you know, a fairly regular basis taking a look at things like Google Trends, what YouTube trends there are. I look at any Twitch streaming trends as far as City Skylines goes. And I then take that information and I collate it and I decide, okay, based off of what we see here, this looks like it should be a fun event. And then if that's already an existing theme, then I just expedite that. If it's instead of another theme, I balance the 2 themes. I weigh the pros and cons of both. Sometimes I reach out to Patreon supporters or to moderators, and we figure out, you know, kind of, hey, which of these are you more interested in? Solar Systems in the Snap? Toady, I think you have an edge there. I think you have an edge there. You might be biased. Snap in a Snap? So you just sit here and do this the whole time? I mean, I can do like a big boy snap if you want. I got this thing. This is how I snap ban people. People wonder how polyphony works? It's that. Oh, I forgot the lol, I forgive me. Reaper, I forgot the lol, I forgive me. I know, right? Mrs. Kaz, I don't feel too good. Oh no! Mrs. Kaz, but I'm Mr. Kaz. Mrs. Kaz is in the other room. Please do code with that hand. I have actually tried. I actually have tried typing. The only thing I can kind of do is I can control the joystick of like an Xbox controller. Because the fingers are like, they're basically just hinges. So I can kind of do a joystick, but that's about it. Cities in the City, Discord DMcast. Okay, let me check out your DM. There we go. Okay, that's fine, Gareth. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much. All right. He does try to use it for many things. It really works. It's true. It's very true. So, again, that's how we select themes. And then we also keep in mind other things, like for instance, last March, we had an inkling that there was going to be a DLC, obviously, in late March, because, we got that trailer. And so I reformatted April to match the new DLC. Because I think it's really important to, whenever there is a new DLC, whenever there's new content, it's great to emphasize that. It's great to celebrate it. And I also do that not just with the DLCs from Paradox, but also anytime there's a good mod that comes out, I will very frequently pick a new season snap event that has the opportunity to feature said new mod. Hence why intersections in Snap is now such a viable option, because we have things such as the intersection markings tool, the node controller is now much more stable. A lot of good things have come out in the past 6 months that make intersections in Snap such a good idea now. Season Snap, are you trying to say you know when CS is going to drop? CS2? Oh no, I wish I did. And dudes, level 2 hype train, thank you so much, guys. Really means a lot. You're absolute legends. Not my attention ball, go with it. That is very, very funny. Hey Kaz, we have thought of something similar in the past. What about having a cities in a week, where contestants have 1 week to create a city off stream? Then off stream, each player will have 30 minutes to do the final interview and display the city. We've actually considered that format before. We have yet to put it to an official poll, but we do want to poll people on that idea. That's totally an idea that we are investigating, because a lot of people have mentioned that they love the format, they love the idea, but some people also want a longer format event in which maybe we see the final touches, or maybe we just see the interviews, etc. That's something that I am actively investigating, and we're really close to opening a poll on. Because basically, before I open things up to the public, I typically try to work out most of the logistics behind the scenes. So for instance, for intersections in Snap, we've had that idea for 3-4 months, but it took me a while to figure out what the rating system was going to be, how it was going to be judged, would it be judged, what would the format be, how long is it going to be. So it takes a while to kind of formulate that stuff in some cases. But in other cases, such as Biffa's Panic Challenge last, I believe that was May or June, that was really straightforward, because just whoever has the highest population wins. And creating a quick little snap-like tournament of that was absolutely fun. And that was a lot easier to figure out, obviously. If you do a CIS event that's a week long, I will 100% apply. Intersection in Snap, you say? I know, right? And Pumpkinhead, continuing the gift sub they got from Laszlo. Nice! High five. Converting a gift sub to an actual sub is always encouraged. Thank you so much, my friend. It really means a lot. Since up, always wanted to do this, but can't build at my detail level this fast. You know what, Reaper Ops? That, again, we're going to be opening up a poll, so express your interest when we do. That poll will probably be coming out on Monday. So be sure to get your voices heard in there, because I would not mind that being an alternative event that we do. So, that's how we pick events, and that's how we decide events. So no, I don't know when CS2 is going to drop. I actually, full disclosure, I do not have any City Skylines related NDA privileges. So if you think I know anything, I don't. Even if I did know, I guess I couldn't tell you, so it's up to you whether you believe me or not. And Slim Gaming with the raiding party. Welcome, Raiders! Welcome, welcome, Raider. We do a week I want to repitch my idea to you, Kaz. Ooh, what idea is that, Kaz wife? There we go. And Slim Gaming, thank you so much for the raid and the love. High five, my friend. Really means a lot. Absolute legend. How was your stream, my friend? You were doing some Kingdoms Reborn. I've never heard of that one. Ooh. I'm gonna check out the VOD from that. How was that game? I hope it was really good. You messaged me? Nice. Thank you so much, Kaz wife. So, anyways, and that's another thing. If you ever have ideas for themes, we have the anonymous feedback form, we have the Discord, we have our after stream Discord calls that you can always join. Ideas are always welcome. We are always accepting ideas. We will never outright reject an idea unless it's obviously a troll thing, such as like left versus right traffic in a snap that we got one time, or one time we got something really fun, like really obviously funny, like pirate shanties in a snap. Like that was just something that wasn't actually going to work at City Skylines. So, I mean, as fun as the idea is, it just wouldn't really work in the game. So, obviously, like, if it's a trolley event, we're not going to consider it, but 99.9% of the time, we take all those ideas, and I take it under very direct consideration, often consulting my mods directly. What's good? Done some Transfer Fever 2, then Kingdoms Reborn. Banish style game. Pretty good. Still learning. Oh, nice. I'll have to check it out. PM on Discord. Nice. 3 hours on the snap. Prison colonies on the snap? I have actually thought about that. More on that later, though. Oh, yeah. In Cazgem, we'll talk about that idea later. I like that idea a lot. So, up next, so the finding new contestants thing. So, how do we get contestants? So, obviously, one way we get them is we just the event, and people stumble into the event, they are regular viewers, and they decide, hey, I want to participate, etc. And people will decide, hey, I finally want to sign up. Sometimes it requires some encouragement from the community, etc. Other times, we just poach some new streamers sometimes. Me and my moderation team, we're always looking around, and sometimes we see a new streamer in the category that is building pretty well. And we immediately just kind of invite them like, hey, you should apply. In fact, there's a lot of people that are now staples in the community that we have discovered that way. And I think it's really, really cool that we've done that. Also, another way that we discover them is I do keep an eye out on YouTube as well, because YouTube will frequently have people that, you know, maybe they aren't a big Twitch streamer, but they have a semi-decent following on YouTube, and there's like, hey, I happen to stream on Twitch, you know, you should check me out like Monday nights or whatever. So obviously, you know, maybe it's that time that none of us can really watch, but that gives me someone's VOD that I need to go look for if they build really well on YouTube. And if I feel that they're a good fit, I will immediately ask them, hey, do you want to participate in this event? Now become a pro lurker. It's true. Not just you and your mods. Yeah, it's not just me and the mods. It's absolutely not just me and the mods. It's primarily me and the mods, but we also have some other folks that help, just community members. Gareth Hubble is a good example of that. He's always pointing my direction, be like, hey, look, this is a cool thing. So big shout out to all community members that do that. When I find your streamers, try pointing in this direction, even if they're bad at building. Dude, that's always a fun thing, because honestly, you don't have to be great to be good at Cities in Snap. You do not have to be a great City Skylines builder to be good at Cities in Snap. It's a different mindset entirely. We're still awaiting the cities in 100 hours in Auto Snap. Slim, we're considering doing a week-long event, actually, where you just showcase at the end for 30 minutes during this stream. And that's something that we are actively considering as like a long-form detailing thing, possibly with like a historical bent. So the final way that we discover or that we get new contestants is just you guys, the community, because you guys are kind of the emissaries of this event, each and every one of you. Whenever you watch this event and then you go out and you tell people how great it is, you're all emissaries for it. And that's one reason why I think this is the best community on Twitch, is we are all just so passionate about this game. We're so passionate about all of this. And it is so, so good. But yeah, so those are the ways that we get new contestants. Or old contestants sometimes. It depends on the situation. There we go. And then, of course, reminder, please do stop me for any questions, comments, etc. as we're going. Because, again, I'm pretty much just going through these talking points as they happen in the process. Not necessarily in, like, a specific, like, hierarchy, so to speak. Alright, so as far as organizing the contests, so, it involves a lot of research. This is something that I get a lot of kind of, hey, you know, how do you decide intersections in Snap? How are you going to judge that? Details in Snap, how are you going to judge that? Etc., etc. So, I actually do a lot of research. I sit there and, like, if I know that the theme is going to be cloverleaf interchanges, I will actually go there, and if I don't already know enough about it, I'll actually go forth and I'll do a lot of research. I'll do some reading. I'll watch some informative videos. I'll do my own building to see how it feels, so that I actually know the mechanics of how that entity works, so that whenever it comes to hosting the event, I have a bit more of an informed commentary, which sometimes is just reapplying some prior knowledge into it, and other times is stuff that, hey, you know, while I was researching this, I found out that this is a really cool thing that you can do by angling this at a certain angle. And that's why I often have those little tidbits of information, because they're things that I find interesting, and I think that a lot of city builders and observers, such as yourselves, do really enjoy in the end. Yeah, if I even start streaming, it would be because CS, because I feel like I want to do it one time, maybe even next week. Ooh, just me. Feel free to sign up for next week or the week after. Next week is very much full, because we've got a bunch of intersection and snappers. Anyway, so moving on from that, the next thing I do is I actually, as far as the organization, I start looking at the contestants and I look at, okay, who's vanilla, who's modded, who's PC, who's console, who's a detailer, who's a builder, who's about perfect and beautiful, who's about janky and functional. And I kind of categorize people. I'm not going to show people the spreadsheet probably ever because it would be misinterpreted. All it really is, it's a ranking system of like where their skill sets are in relation to others. So, like, some people have a higher detailing score, some people have a higher functionality score, some people have a higher efficiency score, some people have a high, like, green city, walkable city score. It's just kind of a sheet that I have of what my personal opinion on the profile of these different builders are. And that's based off of their previous performances in Season Snap. That's based off of watching Twitch VODs. It's based off of YouTube videos. It's based off of pictures in the Discord. It's based off of any Steam shares that they've done. It's based on a lot of data. And that is how I kind of categorize contestants. And oftentimes I'll try to pit certain people against each other that I think will be interesting. I have a high last place score. Yes, yes, you do. Is that the bottom? Who knows? Season Sap is not possible to have functional and beautiful. Oh, it's very possible. There are some people that have very high. There are people that have very high ratings in both of those. Just basically, it's a scale I use basically 1 to 10 for all these different different ways of building a city, rather. And I sit there and kind of rank everyone, so I know, okay, well, these two are both basically like rank 8 and 9 detailers. They would be really fun to pit against each other in an industries competition. So whenever I have industries and one of them has signed up the other hasn't, I will sometimes poke that other person and be like, hey, you've participated in the past. Would you consider participating again? You know, you could have your detailing aspect on, oil industry. And that's what creates that interesting bit of competition because you end up with, say, 2 detailers and 2 efficiency people, and then you start seeing them bleed over into each other. And I think it's really, really fun concept. It shows it can be, just takes time. Exactly. It does really take time to do both. It really does. But it's totally worth it, in my opinion. It's absolutely worth it. In fact, I think that we should all strive for things to be perfect and beautiful and highly functional. That's just my opinion. Well, to be honest, I think I would be able to stream from my home around 10 download and 20 plan and less than 1 upload according to Ookla. Oh, wow, that's really low. I don't know how that would work for your... I don't know how that would work for competing. We'd have to look at some numbers and maybe do a test stream or something. I have zero idea. It does seem like it would push the limits. I like to build functionality first and go for beautification later. I like doing that, but I've also found myself in my current build that I'm doing on stream, the Cazgem City. I'm actually doing it in parallel. So I'm saying they're like, okay, so we're making a perfect, beautiful intersection. Then before I leave the intersection, I beautify it. I add little benches to the side. I add intersection line markings. If there's a bus stop, I try to get it configured just the right way. If there's a rail crossing, then I try to angle it so it's just perfect. I try to make sure that signs are good, and then I'm moving on. And I'm finding that that's a very rewarding play because then that section that I just worked on, even if it's microscopic, is done when I leave. So would you recommend then just sharing photos of my builds in Discord? Really interested in competing in a details event. You can always apply, or you can always share your pictures in the Discord. That's another great way, just to kind of keep it in my brain. Because, again, details in the Snap, we typically do those every month that there's a 5-week month. Anytime there's a 5-week month, you can look forward to seeing something in regards to details that month. That's pretty much how we've been running it. And that way it happens, about 4 times a year, so it's not so often as to overwhelm folks, but it's also often enough that does showcase the really cool stuff that detailers work on. There we go. Audio streams, even with janky internet. It's true. Like I try, but zero experience also makes it harder. Hey, he also had zero experience, but he's doing fine. So, the next bit of the research and whatnot is I actually research, and this is kind of silly, but basically, I research how good the folks are on mic or on camera. And this isn't like a judgmental part, but this is something of, I try to make sure that every competition has at least one person that is really good on microphone, really good on camera, and talks well, etc. That way, if there's a newer streamer, it balances out. Because if we have four incredibly new streamers, none of which are really comfortable talking on microphone yet, it makes for a not an awkward event, but it just makes it a bit of a slower paced event. And I've found that viewers tend to like it a little bit more when there's at least one person that has kind of that extra dialogue. And we've been very fortunate that we pretty much always have that. And also keep in mind, we've had some newer streamers that knock it out of the park with that. So that's not like a discouragement to anyone. That's just another consideration that we do take. Because I know I've gotten a lot of questions for, hey, why'd you put me in this week whenever I said these 2 weeks? I thought I'd be good with this person. I have my reasonings. It's not just on a whim. All right, so let's go ahead and move on then. So the next bit, scheduling. So scheduling is a bear. I will say this outright. This is probably the single hardest thing that we do, or that I do with Cities in a Snap. So normally for someone to sit down and stream, you got to get yourself, you got to get your webcam, you got to get your internet functional. Cool. And then you got to hope that Cities doesn't crash. So I've got to do that times 5 for every Cities in a Snap event, plus do mic checks and roll calls for up to 3 or 4 other people that are going to jump on as guests. So I've got to corral all these people, we got to get them into the room, and then also on the back end, it's also a manner of scheduling and working with moderators. Because our moderators, as we found out last week, sometimes serve a critical, absolutely critical role in making sure that this event can continue. Because like last time, we had no contact with chat for a good almost 40 minutes in the middle of the event. That made it impossible for us to send out chat relays to Polyphony. It made it impossible for timings to go out. It made the entire thing nearly impossible. And we are looking into fail-safes for that. But fortunately, I was able to just hop into moderator chat really quick. I said, hey, with chat on the fritz, you all need to keep track of your timing. My exact timing is this right now. And then I came right back and went back to hosting for those that noticed. And the moderators coordinated amongst themselves, and they immediately took care of it. I am blessed with some of the best moderation team Twitch has to offer. I am people. It's true, you are people. Scheduling is Bernie's brother, exactly. Nah, you're awesome. You've been promoted to not people. It's true. Why is Cazgem so big? Cazgem is so big because it's a special behind-the-scenes Q&A thing. So that's something that we have to consider. And now also the next thing in there is we also have to schedule, if it's a new person, we have to schedule kind of a preemptive mic check and like kind of just a general, hey, is your stream actually working type thing. And that's something that I will typically have to vet myself personally to make sure that you are able to actually stream to the event. The next thing is cancellations and rescheduling. So frequently, or I'd say semi-frequently, we do have issues come up. We may have an issue where a contestant can't show up because they have a family emergency, etc. They got sick, or, you know, hey, my computer's acting up, or hey, cities won't load, etc. And for that, I have a variety of options. Some weeks I'm blessed enough to have a backup. Some weeks I have a backup that I can sit there and say, hey, you wanted to be on standby, you're in for this week. And that's a quick turnaround. Other times, if I don't have a backup and I have a few hours in advance, I will frequently go to people that I know love to watch the event, love to participate, and I'll be like, hey, I know you weren't planning on participating this week, but do you want to fill X's spot? They fell and snapped their leg or something. We haven't had anything like that yet, but I'm just using that as a silly example. Behind the scenes, yeah, he still has the green screen up. That's right, I don't want you to see my office. My office is a mess. What's the spiky thing next to your face? Oh, this is my microphone. I put some festivity on it for the holiday season. It's just some tinsel. That's all it is. There we go. Streamers can't chat, chatters can't type. It's fine. Exactly. Or scared to lose, or city memes. Yeah, exactly. What we're talking through some of the tech check processes. Sure, yeah, we can talk through that a little bit if you want, Gareth. So part of what we're looking for in the tech check process is we make sure that A, are you able to talk on Discord while streaming at the same time? Because I know that for some people that seems like, well, of course you can. Some people's computers actually aren't set up to do that. And it's something that you have to keep in mind because some people might have like one monitor and then like a small monitor on the side that they use to control OBS, or they might just have a stream deck like what I have to control OBS. So they might not have the second monitor, in which case sometimes they don't think to check Discord. Sometimes they don't think of all that stuff. So that's stuff that we have to coordinate with them. And also we have to coordinate with them during the tech check. Hey, do you have a moderator team? If not, we need to assign you a moderator to kind of be there as your failsafe in case polyphony were to fail, or in case of a troll just in your chat, or in case there's an issue on this end, and let's say, heaven forbid, my computer crash, then they can sit there and coordinate the streamer and say, hey, we're all taking a quick pause. Power's out at Kaz house. Stand by for 15 minutes. So we have all those things in place for a variety of reasons. And it's actually why we have a large moderation team. Because there are frequent times when we have 11 moderators all doing different jobs and all busy during the event. Because we'll have, like, Qboy and Brainless managing this chat. We'll have Pumpkin managing a Discord. We'll have Kazwife live tweeting. We'll have King Prox and a couple of others in other people's chats actively moderating. It sometimes takes a lot because you've got a lot of different... Because you've effectively got 5 channels that you've got to keep your ducks in a row on instead of just one. Which, again, I could not do this without the moderation team. Absolutely could not. I used that one on my week. My chat couldn't hear Kaz. Worse things have happened. Brimless, that's right, uses the phone as a second screen. Hey, the phone as a second screen works. Imagine Brainless actually being useful. I know, right? No, but as Night Mortis has just posted, do take a moment to thank the moderation team. They do absolutely legendary job of helping run this event. This event would not exist without our moderation team. Absolutely would not. It would have failed, derailed, died a long time ago. I cannot thank my moderation team enough. Just, you guys make this event possible. Both here and on the Kaz channel. Because even the stuff that they do on the Cazgem channel, it opens up my time, because they're just like, hey, we took care of this problem. That removes time that I have to spend, that removes stress from me, that I can then spend on making sure Cities and Snap and my personal streams actually function. So it all balances out and it all helps so much. You guys have no idea. So, alright. So, the next thing that we end up dealing with, so picking maps. This is another thing that I get a lot of criticism, feedback, praise. I get the whole smorgasbord of responses on this. So, we have 3 ways of selecting maps. The first is my personal collection. So, if I'm looking at a particular event and I know that I have a map in my personal collection that is really, really good for that, I'm totally going to pick that. I will absolutely pick that because these are maps that I've vetted, that work really, really well. I'm super familiar with them, and they are typically pretty good maps. There's a couple of them that are a little janky that I have for one reason or another, but for the most part, I like picking maps that I'm super comfortable with. The next way is actually community submissions. And this can be people submitting, hey, I've built on this map, it's really beautiful. It can be whenever someone like Maestro or Luca say, hey, we've designed a map. We'd like you to have it on Cities in a Snap. And we'll premiere it on here like we've done several times in the past. I think we've premiered 3 maps on Cities in a Snap, typically as part of a finals event. So we've got a lot of that stuff that we do. And also another one is just general feedback from you guys. So, I mean, there are a couple maps that we don't use anymore that I have liked in the past that we don't use because people have been like, hey, you know, this isn't the best map. Hey, we don't like that map. Hey, we don't like this map. So we do take that stuff into consideration on the map front as well. Not just for themes, not just for all that. Because it's very important to us that the event is enjoyable, not just to watch, but also for the participants to build in. Because if the participants aren't having fun, the viewers aren't going to have fun. That's my personal opinion. Currently on 2 screens plus notebooks, soon will be 3 screens plus 2 notebooks. Skipper and I've got 4 screens, Surface Book, and I used to have my TV in here, but I recently moved it to the bedroom, but that was a farce because it turns out Kazakh never lets me watch it in there, so. There go castings. People this week like trains, let's give them none. Yeah, exactly, sometimes. I do like to throw wrenches in there. And that's actually another thing I do want to address. So people have actually asked me, hey, you asked us to do industries, but there's no trains. Or hey, you've asked us to do tourism, but there's no water. Just things like that. Or hey, we're doing green cities, but we're in the desert. So I do that on purpose for two reasons. One, I think it's hilarious and I'm secretly an evil person. But on a second, more serious note, I do it to keep the both of the participants and the viewers on their toes, because if okay, green cities is going to be nice and green and lush, we can build like a utopia out here. But if you get green cities and it's like some mountainous cragland, you're going to be having a different build. Like your initial idea for a green city is not going to work as well. Which I like throwing those in once every so often, once every 5-6 weeks, just to make sure that people don't feel too safe, and so that they don't try to pre-plan their build, so to speak, too much. Because that's something that we did run into at one point, where people were saying they're like kind of doing drill runs on their builds, and then they would get kind of messed up just because the map was a little different. And that's why I try to do that sometimes, just to make sure that we aren't just sitting there and trying to replicate something mark for mark exactly how we did on our previous stream. Let me just say, forget the map, let's just build circle cities. Yeah, exactly. Of course you can do it, makes good content, exactly. I don't like T-Ball sleeping, you know this. I know. Secretly? Secretly? Yeah, I know. The circle cities was great. Yeah, who practices before? Pretty sure everyone does. Like, that's just the trend now. Everyone practices now, and I actually love it. You have no idea. One time I was scrolling through the category, there were 5 separate people practicing for cities in Snap. I was so happy. No idea. Like, just it was like a huge little like, yay, people like this event type moment. Oh my goodness. 1 circle city, yes. 4 circle cities, yeah, that was a little suspicious, not gonna lie. 4 circle cities, just saying, I think there were some shenanigans afoot. 1 second, we need to restart the soundtrack, because the soundtrack just decided to die. There we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so, the next bit, so, that's how we select maps, that's how we do all of that. Now, the next thing, so weekly preparations. This is probably the more intensive moment-to-moment part as far as running the event. Zombies in Snap, yes. Question, are all the cities built with everything unlocked, unlimited money, or does it change week to week? Typically, yes. All, everything, unlimited money, etc. We have had a few challenges, though, where we've had people do, say, the scenarios, or we've had people do it with a budget. So, we do have different style of events, but unless it's otherwise specified, yes. Unlimited money, unlock everything is perfectly fine. Alright, so as far as the weekly preparations, so we're pretty active on this front. So, the one thing that I work on first is, obviously, if we haven't filled that week, I try to fill the spot. The next thing is social media. So, we run Twitter, we have Facebook, we try to make Reddit posts once a week, or twice a week, just depending on the week. Sometimes we fail at that, but we are trying to get better at the Reddit front. And then, obviously, Discord as well. And we're trying to stay active on that. We're also on Instagram, and just trying to manage that, and we try to get out enough posts to where you're aware of the event without clogging your inbox. And that's really the balance that we're trying to find, and that is actually a large coordinated effort. I run the Twitter during the week. King Prox does the Instagram pretty universally. Nightmorphus does the Facebook posts every time you see that. That's Morphus, so huge shout out to him. And again, King Prox on the Instagram, and then Cazwife on the Twitter the day of. Huge help to me. Absolutely huge help. And all of that is kind of what helps build our social media presence, and that's what helps us do a little bit of slow trickle organic growth. And that's something that we are trying to get more into, advertising the individuals that are participating and not just the event. That is something that we want to do a little bit more, because we want to plug, hey, here's Usually Working's winning build. Here's Toadie's winning ski resort. Here's Slim Gaming Channel's winning Cloverleaf Intersection. Whatever it might be, we want to make sure to celebrate those that are participating, those that have won, those that have come close, like all of that stuff. We want to celebrate that. Shout out to me. Yeah, exactly. Unlimited Disasters. The Unlimited Disasters, that was fun. I loved the Disasters one. What did everyone think of the Disasters one, BT Dubs? Yeah, that at the end of October. Zombies gonna stop? Yeah, we kind of did. Practice is a streamer's way of running this event with minimal legwork. Pretty much, Binksy, pretty much. Annihilation, yes, I love it. It was absolutely great. October was a very hilarious month. So, the next thing I work on is we typically work with King Prox, has been working on all of our artworks. Like anytime you see like the Snowfall and Snap logo, or you see like the Details in Snap Construction Edition happening, all of those little Twitter art that you see going out, that's all King Prox. King Prox has been doing all those exclusively for the past 6 months. So that's all him. Huge shout out to him on that. So I work with him on that, and I try to get him the themes in advance so that he can have some time to work on that whenever he can, and slash has the inspiration. So that's actually a really big help, because obviously it's nice having a pretty picture. It's really nice having a pretty picture. Also, something else that we work on is leading questions and guest speakers. So I try to have guest speakers more often than not, particularly on finals. Particularly on finals, I try to have guest speakers. But in general, I try to find guest speakers that are going to know something about the event. So, for instance, if someone is a prominent detailer, but they aren't participating in Season Snap, I might say, hey, are you up for dropping in for a 5-minute just segment on, hey, here's what I'll be doing here, etc. And that's often what drives that. And the lead-in questions, those are things that I have to do more research on the individual streamers. So I'll try to see, okay, are they working on any long-form builds? Are they working on anything in particular? You know, have they designed their own assets? Have they designed their own mod? You know, do they have cool tutorials? You know, do they have any long-running series? You know, do they normally build in modded? Or do they normally build in vanilla and they're doing the opposite? That's the kind of stuff that I try to do to build some lead-in questions so that I can kind of get the chat to know more about the streamer, because Season Snap works due to the fact that it is kind of like forming a personal relationship with 4 city builders at a time. And I think that's what makes this event so special. Is it's not just a machine, you're actually forming a relationship and you're getting to know all of these streamers somewhat. And I think that is what makes it so cool. Can they talk? Disaster was epic. Love the amazing coding you guys did to make it work. It was absolutely awesome. And huge shout out to Brainless Society and Kiggy85, or just Kiggy as he's known now. Because Kiggy and Brainless did a lot of the legwork, and then Brainless did a lot of the bulk, and then actually Gareth Hubble came in at the end with myself and Brainless to do the last minute tweaks, last minute kind of some repackaging to make it an easy event to run for all involved. And that's why that event worked. It was a lot of coding, it was a lot of coordination, it was a lot of making sure that Polyphony would send things to the right place. That was really fun for a while, but just little things like that, making sure that everything coordinated correctly. It was such a fun effort, and it was totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. K1 go 1, exactly. Anyway, so do they have large asset base? Exactly, Slim. And actually, that's a big thing. Like, I've actually been leaning more and more towards asking people to, if they want to or can, submitting an asset list, even an abbreviated one, of like things they are using or things that they have used, because that actually provides interesting talking points. Because, you know, if, like, let's just say Slim is building a lumber industry, and he has a particular factory that he's downloaded off the workshop that he loves, and I never find myself doing lumber because I haven't found anything good. Maybe I ask him, hey, where'd you find this? And he's like, oh, you know, this is from, you know, Avinia or something like that. And then we end up talking, and then that also gets that asset developer or that mod creator, whatever they're using that I was interested in, it gets them a little plug too, because I feel too often that we forget the good work that's happening on the asset and mod front, because we have so many talented people in this community that work tirelessly to bring us great assets, great mods, etc. And I wish that they got more credit. I really do. And that's also why I made such a hardline stance against people kind of dissing the mod developers whenever Sunset Harbor dropped, because people were openly criticizing people that are sitting there working for free, working for peanuts. I mean, I've spoken with several mod and asset creators that have developed things that are very large that all of us have used, and most of them agree that they've earned a cheap meal at McDonald's over the course of developing a mod for 3 years, or publishing a really well-known asset list for, you know, the majority of the game's existence. So that's why I really wish that they would get a little bit more love. I'm not saying everyone should, go give $5 to every asset creator that you use. I'm saying that we should at least be grateful at a minimum, because these guys do such good work. I need to do an updated main mods list, but no way doing the assets list. Yeah, the assets list is ridiculous. There's actually a script that can help you with that, Slim. Hit me up for that. I can send you the script. Dang, the lion that trained the city, it's all looking so realistic. Well, thank you, Czar. It's just a loop behind me. It's just on loop. If it's UK, then yes, please. I know, right? Want my over 9,000 asset list? Dear goodness. You can DM me a link of all assets to use, thanks. I use over 600 assets, so, nope. Hey, I've used that many assets before. It's always fun. Wait, I could have a free meal? Dang, I know, right? Let's move it. I know, right? We could sit there on tomorrow's stream and make one. Should only take 12 hours or more. Yeah, I know, right? But we love to harp on Q so much. Yeah, we love Q-Boy. Q-Boy has earned steak dinner and a pint IMO. There you go. Is that a cheat? Probably. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Move It is cheating. Just ask the mod developer. He'll tell you. But yeah, there's actually a script you can run in a web browser that'll actually help you automatically compile your asset list into different collections. And you'll probably need several collections like I do to do it, but it works. It's a great way to get like a raw list of your mods and assets. And another way to do it would just be the loading screen mod. You just take the asset report and send that. That's another way to do that. And actually tell people here in chat what assets I use. All of them, dude, they're all good. They're all really good. Not gonna curious for MVP of Science modding. Cuboid is really good at it, yeah. And the best part is, unlike some, and I will say this, I do give high praise to all of our modern asset developers, but I will say that there's a reason why Cuboid is so high up on my list. It's not just because Move It is so good, but it's because I can actually give live feedback to him in a stream and say, hey, look at this time code if you aren't here, or if he's there, I can be like, hey, is this me or is this you? And like we can dissect a mod really quick and discover, okay, it's this, or okay, it's that. Whereas if I were to do something a little more public like that on the whim, for some other asset mod developers that I've done that for in the past, they get a little bit more defensive. They sometimes feel like it's rude to, quote, heavily critique on stream, but like often, like if you've been to my streams, you'll know if there's a problem, I just try to figure out what it is. And if it's from a mod developer that I don't have a personal relationship with, I'll go and I'll comment, say, hey, this is messed up. And I'll always do so politely, because I think that way too often you just see those comments on Steam of, hey, this is borked, it doesn't work, screw you. Like, we see that way too much. And we need actual feedback, constructive feedback, helpful feedback of, hey, whenever I switch to, let's say it's this. Anytime I switch to Move It from no controller, it crashes my game. That wasn't actually a glitch, but I'm using that as an example. That's much better than, hey, it doesn't work with no controller. Like, that doesn't help either mod dev. That really doesn't help either mod dev. Alan once broke Move It. I told him to mark the time and I introduced him in queue. Yeah. He was very responsive, especially on Discord with all the new updated and mod integration. Exactly. There we go. He is one of us. It's true. But yeah, so that's how we deal with that. And then as far as we also prepare giveaways most weeks. So we go through this a lot, but this is just to reiterate, our giveaways are actually in large part sponsored by the community and sometimes by other methods, which we'll get into. But a lot of times, because a lot of people have Humble Bundle. I've had it in the past. And, sometimes you get a game that you already have, or that you don't want, or you get a Skylines DLC and you've already got that DLC. And that's where a lot of our stuff comes from, because people will be like, hey, Kaz, can you give away this Green Cities to the community? Or can you give away this Modern Japan content creator pack to the community? Or hey, can you give this base game deluxe edition to the community? And that's something that I love doing because it gives back to the community. And it also, a lot of people stream that are in the community. So that gives you guys stuff that you can use to thank your own viewers for coming to your streams. And I don't mind. I actually really like that. I love the fact that we're kind of feeding more giveaways to the community as a whole. And that's also why we branched out a little bit from only doing the Skyline stuff, because we were finding that less and less people were actually applying to be in the giveaways. And that's also why we've slowed down the giveaways a little bit, because we don't want to make it to where it's literally just you enter one at a time type thing. And that's why we've limited it to where, we'll typically do a couple a week the past few weeks. But, that's just not something that we want to continuously promise, hey, we're going to do like 4 giveaways every week. Now, we did do that for a while because we had a few very generous contributions from the community that we needed to burn through or risk losing the keys type thing. CS2 giveaway? I don't know when CS2 is coming out. Or I don't even know if there is a CS2. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. There we go. This reminds me, I need to clear my keys collection on Humble Bundle. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, man, Humble Bundle, it's a great thing. But I don't even remember what it is right now, but there's something going on there. Anyway, so another way that we get it is I'll sometimes pick up keys myself. So anytime that there's a good sale on the Paradox store, or sometimes I have a code that I can use for the Paradox store, Cities in a Snap will buy a few keys just to kind of... I do have like a little bit of a stockpile of keys for that reason, and it's just so that, sometimes I feel like there should be at least a giveaway for such a fun community event of some sort, and it's the very least I can do to give back to the community, because this community is just so amazing on so many levels. And the final way is occasionally we have gotten some stuff from Paradox. Whenever Season Snap made its grand return back in February, we actually got about, I don't remember the exact dollar amount, but it was something like $600 worth of giveaways, or $750 worth of giveaways. Like that's a lot. Because we got a couple full collections of the game. That's pretty cool, and we were able to give those away to the community. And also some other things, just like some DLCs, things like that, some base games. So huge shout out to Paradox for that stuff that they've done for us in the past. It's absolutely great. They've done it a few times for the breast cancer event, for instance. They gave us a handful of 75% off the PDX store keys. Like Universal, you could buy one of everything and it'd still be 75% off. Like, those are great keys. And quick reminder for anyone that did win one of those expire April 1st. Please remember to use it. There we go. Goes blush. I know, right? PDX also supports charity drives. We like PDX. Exactly. See, charity drives are a good thing. Huge shout out for all the charity drives. So, next thing. So, the day of. This is something that has slowly devoured more and more of my Saturdays, but lately has actually become a little bit less, and I'll explain why. So, quick drink here. So, the way that it works the day of is I typically wake up for at least a short bit, even if it's only for a few minutes, around like 8 a.m. or so, just to make sure that I don't have any panic things like, hey, I can't participate, or things like that from like our European crowd and whatnot. And typically, if there's no big problems, I'll go back to sleep for another hour or so, just because, I want to sleep. It's Saturday. So I'll go back to sleep for another hour, but then I'll wake up, and at that point, I'll make sure, okay, is OBS ready? Do we have all of the streams updated? Does everyone exist? And I'll sit there, and typically by a couple hours before the event, we have check-ins from everyone. I've also, by that point, coordinated with all the moderators to make sure, hey, am I at least going to have a couple moderators around? Because, like, if I start getting messages from people, hey, I can't be here, I can't be here, I can't be here, then I start reaching out to people being like, hey, who's going to actually be around on Saturday? Because we need some humans for things. So that's a huge thing that is great that the moderators are always super stellar on, is just being there and helping out. And also making sure that we send out the tweets the day of, because The day of tweets before the event goes live are pretty important because that's basically kind of the final reminder of, hey, look, world, we're having an event. And that's also whenever, we'll try to finalize whatever's being posted. We'll try to finalize exactly any guest speakers that are coming on, things like that. And typically the hour and a half before, that's whenever I'm, grabbing the map file. That's whenever I'm providing links. That's when I'm pre-typing all of the, hey, we're going live announcements. That's whenever I'm making sure that the participants list here on Twitch is updated with the participants command. That's when I'm doing all of that stuff to ensure that the event itself will run smoothly. That's also typically whenever I do a quick little polyphony restart, just to make sure that if she's having any glitches, those go away. Though fortunately, she's mostly glitch-free as far as like day-to-day operations, so that's pretty good. So that's whenever I work on all of that. And if there's a special thing like the charity event, etc., that's whenever I finalize the overlay information. That's whenever I make sure that I finalize what our goals are. That's whenever I finalize a lot of kind of the nitty-gritty details of special events. And then, final bit of day of preparations is the mic check. So typically about the time that I hit go live here, I am in a Discord call with the participants. And the way this Discord call works is we typically sit there and we just say, hey, any last minute questions? If there's a new person, I'll kind of explain the process to them, because obviously viewing it is one thing, having it happen on the back end is a different thing. So I just make sure that even if it's someone who's a frequent viewer, they know, hey, expect to hear from me about this time, about this time, and about this time. And at that point, it's pretty much off to the races for the most part. There are a few hitch-ups that happen, but nothing horrendous for the most part. Now, the next bit is we also tend to work on things such as getting the map distributed. If it's about 25 minutes till is whenever we actually distribute the map in most cases. And at that point, we make sure everyone can actually see the map, load the map, see the map in their game. And if so, we're off to the races. We're good to go. Remember how many times the first interview is always muted? Yeah, I've actually found out the glitch that does that. It turns out that there is a script in my Stream Deck that nullifies it on the first button press after going to the profile. I've fixed that glitch now. But yeah, that's what the problem was this whole time, Eclipse Chris. It was just a bad Stream Deck script. So, the next bit is actually running the event. So this is where the moderators really shine, because obviously I'm sitting there trying to keep track of 5 streams, including this one. I'm keeping track of 4 builds. I'm keeping track of, oftentimes, I'm loosely keeping track of 5 chats. Because I'm obviously mainly reading the main cities in Snapchat, but sometimes I am also keeping an eye on some of the other chats, so that if there are any questions that come up and they don't come up in the main chat, I can address them so that they can eventually be seen. But full disclosure, odds are I'm not going to see the stuff in the other chats, because typically I do focus on the main cities in Snapchat, but occasionally if there's like a repeat question in the other one that gets flagged a lot, then I will try to address it. Kaz derp, exactly. Kaz having jank as usual, exactly. Well, not really glitch, it was just I left a script in there from earlier, so that was my bad. It was a brain glitch. So, as far as errors, so we saw the best use case of this on last week's event. So last week's event, Twitch wasn't working for about 40 minutes. For about 40 minutes, you could not interact with chat, you could not see chat, you could not type in chat, you couldn't do anything. And that was kind of a nightmare scenario for something like this, where we rely on chat to distribute timings. And that was kind of a quick little error scenario where, we do have scenarios laid out in the rules that everyone looks at. But as kind of a fallback thing, it's always nice to have those moderators of, hey, hop into these chats, see what's up. And our moderators really shined last week. So huge shout out to all the moderation staff that made that possible. Twitchman Twitchy as usual. Exactly. And then the final bit, interviews. People often ask me, hey, how do you come up with these questions? So part of that is those leading questions that I mentioned about, 15, 20 minutes ago, where I sit there and prep some lead-in questions, I do research on the person. The other stuff is just looking at interesting things in their city. So if I see, for instance, 3 people building a generic lumber industry, you're just kind of with forest and all that, and I see one person that's doing like a forestry industry, but like on an island, on a man-made island. I'm going to be harping on that man-made forestry island because I think that's really interesting. Whereas the other person might be the only one to be using, say, trains. And, a third person might be the only one of them that has a large functioning city. And the fourth one might just be generic industry, but it's like really, really efficient and they're like making bank. And I try to pay attention to those little nuances that make everyone's builds different. And then that's actually why I try to focus the interviews on. That, and there are a couple of standard questions, such as, at the beginning I always ask, hey, what do you think of competition, etc., etc. And I think that's important because it is important to not only have that bit of consistency, but it also helps because it helps build camaraderie between the different participants. Because a lot of the participants have even mentioned afterwards, and even some people in the chat have mentioned that are participants, that getting to know the participants is half the fun. And knowing that you're going to be asked the question, hey, what do you think of your competition? It gives you that incentive to, well, I haven't seen Eclipse Chris build before. I should check out one of his streams before, see what I'm up against. And I think that that is a great way, and it just helps flesh out this incredible community even more. Well, the questions are very similar week to week, too. That's how I imitate Cass, exactly. Like, where is Ernie today? Yeah, exactly. That's one that I always ask Chris. Just because, I know Ernie's going to pop up, so it's just a question of, where does Ernie pop up? And will he be defending the world or not? You gonna take Kaz too? Kaz, hilarious. It was hilarious. It was absolutely hysterical. I loved every moment of that. You have no idea. So, as far as post snap, so after everything's all set and done, I sit down and I immediately hop in Discord. Sometimes I go to the bathroom in between that, but I pretty much immediately hop in Discord and we kind of have a big Discord call that is completely open to everyone. Anyone can hop in that Discord chat. Anyone can say whatever they want, say what they need to say, critique, positive things, negative things, whatever you need to say about the event. That is one of the best ways to let me know. So I sit there and I talk about that stuff. Sometimes we talk about random stuff too. I was playing around on City Skylines myself last week after the event. So just lots of random little things like that, and it's actually a great place to get the feedback in. And another thing is I do the ban handling, and that's something that, like, if someone comes in and tries to troll anyone that is in this event or the event itself, they do immediately get kind of a polyphony mass ban. Like, and I mean harsh trolling, things like, hey, screw this, screw you, your mother, whatever you might want to say. If you're going to be that insulting to someone in the community, you will be snap banned. You'll be instantly banned from, a boatload of channels because it's just not right to sit there and basically enter the chat and be like, I did your mom last night or something like that. And the other thing that we do look for is obviously, if we have any big follow things that happen, because people love targeting the participants of this event, it turns out. So just, you see the follow bots, don't worry, we'll be getting them and they won't be bugging you again. There we go. Love the snaps. Yeah, the snaps. And fall asleep. Exactly. Really helped me as a first timer, as I knew to prep some answers ready. Exactly. I really enjoyed the last week, where after it was over, everyone was brought back together at the end in the same room to be able to discuss each other's builds. And usually working, I think we're going to be moving to that format. I actually think we're going to move into that format permanently, because I've experimented with it twice now, and both times people have loved it. So I think that's going to be a permanent change. So I don't say it on, I would go ban. No, you wouldn't do that. No, I mean, like, actually bad things, like if you're saying anything racist or sexist, or you're sitting there and just being derogatory towards the streamer. Like, for instance, if you are going to go in and, like, I've banned someone on the mass ban list before for accusing two of our community streamers of being jobless bums because they're able to just stream all day and to, quote, get up, stop being lazy, and get a job. And so, yeah, those people have been banned pretty quick in the past. Especially in today's economy where it's not anyone's fault. We know Yellow Ducks, exactly. But no, so that's kind of stuff that we do look for whenever I'm scanning through the chat. And then I also go through the VOD. I go through the scores. I make sure that everything adds up. And we have had situations in the past where the scores have been technically a little bit incorrect. and I've had to go in and I've had to just see what the justification was. And sometimes it is something as simple as I typed a 7 instead of a 4 because I was using the numpad, or I'll type an 8 instead of a 9. And it doesn't, I've been lucky so far in that it hasn't changed the outcome of the competition. But occasionally we do have that happen. It hasn't happened in the past couple of months, but in the early months it did happen a couple times. Fortunately, again, it never changed the outcome of the event, but that is something that, and that's actually part of the reason why I opened it up so that moderators can watch the scoring so that they can vet me as I do it. There we go. That's why I lost, obviously. All right, so moving on. So then we have some ongoing things as well. So one of these is Paradox involvements. As several people know, we've had Toady, we've had Chris, we've had Usually Working, we've had Imperial Jedi, all be offered to represent, and all but one of them was able to represent us on Paradox Interactive's main channel. Because Paradox Interactive, I'm usually watching, it's true. Yeah, not me. No, you were offered, but you couldn't do it, remember? That's why I mentioned you directly. Because I was like, hey, you want to do this? You're like, I gotta work. And I was like, oh, gosh darn it. Ducks taste good, goat. Ducks do taste good. But yeah, so anyway, so we've had several people represent. Yeah. This was like a long time ago, Eclipse Chris. This was like months ago. Yeah. Because like you had just won one. Yeah, bad time. Yeah, yeah. We already discussed that, Chris. No need to hash it back up. But anyway, so we chat about that stuff, and Paradox reached out to me and said, "Hey, you run Season Snap. We'd like some participants to fill in because we've got a gap in December." Or, "Hey, Leo the Monkeys can't be here this week, so let's get one of your folks in." So we've been forming a pretty good relationship with Paradox that I hope grows in the future. I absolutely do. I feel like we're on a good working level with them. For those who don't know, I'm also chatting with them about other games as well. So that's, I feel like we're building a good rapport as a community and as an event with Paradox Interactive, which is important. I'm only way, it's true. We'll have to book holiday date for you. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, so that's something that is great and ongoing, and that's something that, I regularly try to touch base with them on. The next thing is sponsor searches. So I'm always looking for sponsors. I'm always looking for little things, and, it's things like, getting an Amazon affiliate link, getting the Razer affiliate, just little things like that, it doesn't add up to a lot, but every little bit counts when it comes to helping keep this event afloat. And huge shout out to those that have used those links in the past. But yeah, little things like that, it really does help a lot. And then the next thing, so the Polyphony Twitch bot development. That's another thing. There are other games. Yeah, I know, right? But no, so another thing is the Polyphony Twitch bot. So I actually have overhauled a lot of the way that my personal chatbot works to enable it to work for Cities in a Snap. Because I think it's important to have it well run, well oiled, well organized, and I think having it automated on an in-house bot helps out with that. Because it means that there's a reliable source of the information of, hey, the timings, etc., etc. And it really does help, and a lot of people have even mentioned that's great because it's consistent. And unlike a moderator that can sometimes be 10 seconds ahead, 10 seconds behind, that thing is dead on every single time. Unless there's an IRC delay of a second or so, but for the most part, it's very reliable. And I'm very proud of the work that we put in with that. Even with the ability to, sit there and refresh things. Sit there and change the participant info on a whim. It is so handy being able to do that, and I'm glad that I've been able to put in that work to make this event run better. I've actually become a better programmer because of this event. Works out cross streams too. It's just a timer in chat. Exactly. Hey, dude, what's up, Hank Baruch? What? There's other games? I know, right? So, the next thing. So, Patreon. This has kind of two components. There's a monthly component, and then there's a weekly component. So, the monthly component is the artwork. So, things such as this. The monthly print that our founding patrons got from December. These are in the mail. I don't know when you guys are getting them, because right now the U.S. Postal Service is being slow as a doornail. But theoretically, you'll be getting them at some point soon. I know they're in the mail. I know I don't have them anymore, so it's only a matter of time before you guys get them. The patrons, and again, the ones that get those are the city council tier up here. So yeah, all the city council patrons, $10 a month or more. You guys are absolute legends. And also, huge shout out to our official patrons down below. There we go. Make sure I know the man is spreading heresy. I know, right? Not scary right now. Oh no, Hank Baru. I hope you get to feeling better. What's wrong, my friend? We'll get them in July. Yeah, at the rate of the U.S. Postal Service, you might get them in July. June if they expedite it at this point. Dear God. Anyway, so I literally just got a Christmas card from my parents, and they sent it out like a week before. Like, that's the level of jank we're dealing with here. And I honestly think it's this local one, because it seems, whenever I've tracked things before, once it leaves the Oklahoma City area, it seems to be doing better. But I think the Oklahoma City area is just in such disarray with its postal service, it's absolutely nuts. Awesome UK Postal Service is jank. Oh dear. I don't have Fantasy Cities and stuff. No, we haven't done that yet. That's actually a good idea. Why don't you pitch the idea in Discord so I don't lose that? That's actually a really good idea. I actually haven't thought about that yet. I don't know how we do that, though. We'd have to brainstorm that. So, anyway, so the artwork, the way that we do the artwork is I'm actually, again, I've finalized it. I don't have the print. I would show the print if I had it, but I just didn't get the actual artwork done in time. I finalized it yesterday. I will have the final print, and I'll probably post a picture of it in Discord so you guys can see it, but it's basically just a city in snowfall to celebrate the fact that's winter, the snowfall DLC, etc. And again, that monthly thing is if you're a city council patron or higher, you actually get this physical piece of art, nice solid cardstock, mailed to your door, all included in that $10 a month pledge from Patreon. And that's international shipping as well. So again, absolutely legendary. It is so good that we are able to do that. Now, the next thing in Patreon is we actually have the weekly posts. So roughly every week or so, they get either a behind the scenes kind of, hey, this is something that's coming down the pipeline, or they get a question, kind of a prompt of, hey, what would you guys think about this idea for the future of the event? And that's stuff that is exclusive to the Patreons, to the patrons for a pretty good chunk of time. They typically know things about a month ahead of everyone else, just as a perk and a thank you for them being so supportive. I was at the very start, guys. What plans do we have for the rest of the month? For the rest of the month, so we actually are looking at a few different things. So next week's mainline event is actually just going to be the intersection and the snap, because I think that for some reason the snowfall event was just not as popular as I thought it would be, and that's just a failure, I guess, on my part on the reading the participants. So intersection and the snap is going to be next week, and then the end of the month will be possibly another intersections and the snap. So we'll have to take a look at that, because it looks like we got more people in chat interested in doing intersections and a snap potentially. But I've already messaged the 4 people that are in for next week's intersections and a snap. So yeah, we'll have to figure out what's going on there, but it might just be another intersections and a snap. So we might be doing an entirely experimental month here. So the next thing is we actually have the rules addendum. So about once a month or so, I have to edit the rules. And that's because someone tries something that I just never thought of. Or someone tries something that no one thought of in a certain context, or someone tries using 2 things in combination, or someone finds a new, and it's not ever malicious. It's more just like oh yeah, this seems like an obvious thing, but it's like, oh man, that kind of breaks the competition in some way. So, once a month or so, I've got to edit the rules, make an addendum, and that part's actually fairly fast. I normally do that in the Discord calls after the weekly events. How am I being an automatic winner? I know, right? I would love to do Snowfall. If you'd like to do Snowfall at a city still, let me know. Apply today, and we'll try to get you in on Snowfall. Because, again, if we have enough, which right now we have 3, you could potentially be the 4th for a Snowfall event. You could absolutely be the 4th. For not next week, but the week after. Am I getting through? Yes, I see you out, Frost. Hi. Some more intersections in this app. Well, it's time to study transfer structure for exams and more. I know, right? What rules have you had to change? I've had to change things such as the implementations of Move It, the implementations of procedural objects, more just limiting certain functions that participants are and aren't allowed to use within those mods. Things like texture imports on PO or flat out imports on Move It. So just little things like that that kind of could break the competition if someone really wanted it to. Oh yeah, like the full import Move It. Exactly. Twitch is all way broken. Oh, I did? I'm sorry, Hank Brew. I'm sorry that I missed it. Let me scroll up for it. I lost my job due to COVID. Oh no! Hank Brew, I'm so sorry. Can we get some love in chat for Hank Brew? Show him that you're there for him, folks. Show Hank Brew that you are there for him. Show him that we're the best community on Twitch. Give him some love. Rain some meteors. Give him some CIAS trees. Hello? What's up, Outfrost? Can Outfrost not see me? Oh, unconnected finally. Oh, you were having trouble connecting? I was like, I swear I'm saying hi to Outfrost. Oh my goodness, I was like, I said hello, right? Like, I'm not insane. Okay, good, I'm not insane. But dude, Hank Brew, I feel you. I really do feel you. Your Twitch family is here for you. You can always hang out with us, and it'll get better. It'll absolutely get better. And what you have to remember is a lot of people are going through it right now, and you're not alone, and you can always talk with me about it. I mean, I've been heavily affected by it. I've been absolutely heavily affected. It's derailed my career for 2 years at this point. Because academia happens in year-long chunks, and it's getting ready to possibly happen for a 3rd year if things don't pick up. So, yeah, it's bad. But it'll get better. It'll absolutely get better, and I'm here for you. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. You do have some good news? Well, that's good. What's your good news, friend? Narf's Twitch app on my end, so technically you're not wrong. There you go. For once, I think it's your end, Outfrost. Yeah, probably. Why would you use the Twitch app? Whose fault is that? Anyways, so the next things are just open Q&A. So what questions do you have about kind of the process of running cities in Snap? Did you think it was that intensive? Did you think it was less intensive? Did you think it was kind of just like I sit down, we stream, and I go home type thing? You're on phone? Ah, gotcha. Alfrost, we've been kind of doing a behind-the-scenes look at Cities in a Snap and what it takes to run it. And we actually just finished the behind-the-scenes bit, and now we're into kind of an open Q&A. Sounds easier than mine. I know, right? You are home. I know, right? I'm not insane, Kaz 2021. Didn't I also say that in 2020 and 2019? I've said that in 3 separate years on Twitch. What are your favorite post-CIS meal? Pizza. Absolutely pizza. Full questions, suggestions, please. Drop it. You can drop it here. You can drop it in Discord. You can do whichever you want. This is an open forum. I want everyone to feel free to say what they want. This is as open a feedback session as we've ever had. Pizza with pineapple or not? No pineapple. I know it was alright. Didn't realize it was a full-time unpaid job for multiple hundreds of people. Pretty much. Well, so actually on that, so it's actually mostly me. It is mostly me. Each of the social media folk probably do up to an hour a week of random postings, things like that, and then the moderators step in and help for about 3 hours the day of. And then King Prox, obviously, he doesn't help out as much moderating chat the day of, but he spends a lot of time running the Discord. Oh, and that's actually one other quick thing that we've started. We've launched a new initiative for smaller streamers that want a place to call their own, but don't want to run their own Discord server. Discord, streamer spaces. Mighty O has the first one, and that's pretty much open to anyone. If you are a streamer in this community and you want a place to call your own, but you don't want to manage your own server, you don't want to create another server, you don't want to have another server to check all the time, hit me up and we'll get you set up with a streamer space. And it'll be a space for just you and anyone who opts into seeing your posts will see. Oh, banana on pizza. Ew, not banana. Not banana. That's even worse somehow. Hank Brood, the reason they let me go was I've been out for too long. They said, when it's safe again, I can ask for my job back, and they will welcome me back with open arms. That is good, Hank Brood. High five. That's absolutely amazing. There we go. Hank Brood, that's good to hear, indeed. Oh, I like that idea. It is, Sling Gaming. That's something that we've been working on for a while, because it was mainly just working out the logistics of how it would work, and any limitations it would have, but really we've realized that the limitations don't need to be that severe. So like Mighty O, for instance, I'll just use his as an example. He's got general chat, a live announcements, a memes, videos, clips area, a voice chat, and then a live chat area. And that's it. And it's an area that only him and people that opt in seeing his stuff can see in the Cities and Snap Discord. So that's something that, again, anyone's welcome to, even if you're a more established streamer and you just want to have an anchor somewhere in the Cities and Snap community, you're welcome to do that. You're absolutely welcome to. And if you ever want to be part of that, just hit me up, and me and Prox will get you set up. There we go. Alright, and I turned hungry now. By the way, I once eat pizza with chocolate was pretty good. Wait, what? One, I would probably be interested in participating if didn't have to deal with as much trouble with cities itself. Could we be looking at some vanilla or no asset competitions in the coming months? Yes! We do want to start doing more vanilla or non-asseted competitions in the future. I think the commitment I want to make long-term is having 1 week a month of vanilla. Like 1 week a month vanilla/console. I really want to commit to that. That's my long-term commitment, because I feel like the vanilla community is criminally underserved by Twitch and YouTube. So I think that if we were to do that, that would kind of course correct that a little bit. And I think that would also encourage more people that can't load all the mods and assets to actually come hang out, come be part of the community. Works for a great company and they really care about people that work for them. That's good. I wanted to get Vintage Story, but now I have to wait for a long time. It'll be okay, dude. Hank Rube, I'm here for you. It's okay, there's games that I want that I don't have either. Do you have one, Kaz? Do I have a what? Oh, a streamer space in the Discord? No, I do not. That's also like my Discord, so do I need one? There you go. Vanilla makes me sad. Oh, rip. Alright, so any other questions about it? I'll still watch that, even if I do almost strictly heavy modded. Yeah, I feel like most people would, because it really does open up a lot of things. I feel like we can have a whole month for that, but I understand a lot of people have a workshop set up they keep all the time and don't want to break up with. So, Outfrost, we actually did a vanilla month back in... Oh, it was a while ago. It was a while ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. It may not have been a whole month. It may have just been like 2 weeks in a row or something. But I don't know if we quite have enough capability to do a full month of vanilla. Like, I would love to do that, but I'm not sure if there are enough that would do that, is the biggest problem. No, it was after. I think it was just a couple months in a row, couple weeks in a row. I don't think it was a full month. I think it was definitely just a couple weeks in a row. No, we didn't have enough interest in that Eclipse. We had 2 people that were interested in the end. There were all people in chat that said, yeah, let's do it, but in the end I only had 2 people sign up for it. So that ended up falling to the wayside. McDonald's sponsor moment, exactly. Brought to you by McDonald's. Ah. Facts. I know, right? F's in chat. Well, Lod's been the newbie in the stop. Yep. You're one of the people that applied. How many you need to close a whole month? 12-ish? We need 12 to fill out a month. Because 3 weeks of 4 each, and then we have the final. Between them and the previous winner. Anything of a page for people who can link their mods made for cities or Discord? Yep. Hank Brew, we actually have an area for that in Cities in the Snap Discord. Just go to the mods area or the workshop area. It's in there somewhere. Yeah, we got workshop, and then assets, mods, other discussion. We've got that whole area of Discord set up. Can mod with cosmetic items like themes, but just no extra assets. Keep technical issues down. Potentially, yeah. Like doing vanilla light. But yeah, the event takes roughly 12 people. We can get away with 11. Because I can typically, like, just drag someone in. Because there are a few people that do like participating a lot. But I also want to occasionally give them a month of not doing it. Thanks, Rose. So much better. Darting confirmed no Henry. That's good. Our sister is healing perfectly. That's awesome, Reaper. High five. Sort of mixed, really. New players might also be new streamers or never streamed before and would feel a little hesitant. Yeah, usually I think that's actually part of it. I think that's a huge part of it. Because really, the only large, consistent, vanilla streamer in cities is Too Legit City. And he does this competition sometimes, but that in itself isn't enough. Breaks are nice, exactly. Alright, so we'll open it up now to suggestions. So, does anyone have any suggestions for how you would like to see things continue? Because obviously we're firing on all cylinders. We've got a weekly event that runs pretty glitchless most of the time. We also have our beautiful Patreon supporters, and also a huge shout out to these Patreon supporters. Like, without these guys, it would be a much harder event to run. Like, absolute shout out to them. Beanie, what's up, Mom Event? How are you doing, my friend? Literally 2 potential balance change comes out free of engine on either. She's ecstatic. I said she should go buy a lottery ticket. Right now, yeah, Reaper Ops. I mean, isn't there like $1 billion up for grabs right now? Not even like, there just is $1 billion up for grabs. Can we clone Kitty Claude? No? Why would we clone Kitty Claude? That might diminish the Kitty Claude factor. She's probably a useful look, maybe. Deals and snaps spread out over a week. I think that's a good idea, Reaper Ops. We can definitely investigate that. The big thing is we'd probably have to have some sort of documentation, so to speak, of like how everyone's build has gone. Whether it be like screenshots showing the progress, whether it's like a quick video kind of showing the beginning and the middle, and then like we see the end during the actual event. So, I don't know, there's a lot of different things I need to figure out before we would do something like that. But I do like the idea a lot. Some streamers think that Kay and I are the same person. Well, it's because you are. Okay, 2. How about trying something new? Quick idea I had. 4 players compete to build the foundations of a city. 1 wins. Next 4 others take the winning city and expand on it. Repeat again. And then the winners take on the resulting city one more time to try and finish it the best they can. That's interesting. So that's kind of similar to the relay race idea that I've had, where you would have a longer, like, 8-hour event, which comes out to the same amount of time as you've mentioned, but basically where the first couple hours is, like, and you set this up with, like, yourself and 3 friends, and you say, okay, you're the only one that can do roads and infrastructure and all that. So you sit there and lay out all the baseline infrastructure for the city. And then the next person comes in as the builder. Build the city, flesh it out, make sure it works, etc. And then the third person might come in and do all the heavy detailing and such. And then like your fourth person might be an all-rounder that just kind of like, okay, let's edit this intersection a little bit here. Let's make this function a little bit better. Let's finish this little bit of detailing that person 3 didn't finish. I think that'd be a really fun thing. I haven't worked out the exact logistics of that, but that's something else I want to try in that same vein. I think that'd be super fun. I like the idea of that. Predefined mods and assets collection and all. That could be fun, potentially. But having a post-game chat with everyone in the room and a second viewing of everyone's cities would be awesome. Like a post-game show. And I think we're moving towards that usually working. Because again, we've piloted that twice, and both times, people have loved it. So I actually think that's got a lot of potential. How are the grudge matches going, and who's lined up for grudge matches? So we got 3 grudge matches that are lined up. We've got a rematch between Dumb and Luca. We've got I know Jedi and Working have a rematch that they want to do at some point. And then there's another one that I'm not going to wish the participants of because it's just kind of been permanently derailed now due to one of the parties being sick. But yeah, we do have several lined up. We didn't do any last month because we were focusing more on making sure that the Paradox events and the charity event went off without a hitch. But I do want to get the grudge matches rolling again because the grudge matches are a great little event, absolutely great. It's interesting, sadly, mod compatibility and stuff, but well sounds interesting. Also, would be interesting if next players didn't know what city won. That would also be interesting. So I'm in the lounge with you, and then the us talking with a wig on. Wait, what? Yes, yes, you are. Slow build in a snap. Day the 1 hour streams over several weeks, i.e., Monday, Friday. So. Skip burn, interesting. Yeah, like, is that something that I would need to host every day for a week or so, or what? Because that feels like it would cause more coordination issues than anything. Because you're smart sometimes. Would be last week for detailers. Probably. Yeah, probably. I think you're right on that, Chris. One concern I could have is some people may have more time in the week to do trial runs on the winning city before their turn, but it's not a huge deal. And that is a potential concern. So maybe, like, I would just hold on to them and then not announce who won until closer to. But that kind of feels like it could be weird. Mods and assets. Everyone would start the event with the same predefined collections. Yes. But that's also hard to coordinate, because I've coordinated shared mod asset lists before, and they always fail. And Mighty O! I'll mute since I'm still streaming, but hey, what's up, Mighty O? Hope you're having a beautiful day. 5 months. Thank you so much. Wait, what did I win? I don't know what you won. I think you won a Mighty O. Thanks so much, though. 5 months. You're an absolute legend. Are relay race without knowing which city you'll get? Maybe. Makes sense since the last thing you would do is detail after building the city. For the most part, yes. I've been talking around February for myself and Jedi. Yeah, I think that's been the plan. I didn't want to say anything, because I didn't want to get it wrong, but that does sound right. I'm sure there are plenty of people in the community who are comfortable talking on mic, who you could farm out 1 hour streams to. The big thing isn't that. It's actually more just making sure that they're able to A, run the event, B, sharing the scene info that I use for cities in the Snap, and then C, also potentially getting them a key to stream to this channel. That's potentially dangerous. And right now, yeah, that feels like it could potentially get dangerous. No, I'm not saying I don't trust, like, I would obviously get to people that I trust, but, like, what if I give it to Gareth and Gareth gets hacked? What if I give it to, you know, Kaz's wife and she gets hacked? What if, like, etc., etc. Like, I'm just opening more security, potential security breaches by opening it up like that. Which is one reason why I'm not fully comfortable with that yet. The whole off till the next stage, the winner match doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Outfrost, but again, I'd have to find a way to make people feel rewarded the day of. Because otherwise it just feels like you didn't win anything, you know? Obviously, you can get out willy-nilly, but what if you get hacked? Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, if I get hacked. That'd be a problem. If I accidentally post it in Reddit. Yeah, there you go. So I believe into it, she'll never become self-aware, probably. A lot of possibilities. Yeah, exactly. Or like, what if someone does a streamer oopsie and, like, accidentally, like, opens the message that I send them the information in? On stream? Like, it just... The fact that, like, I don't even know my code for this channel. This channel is completely automated by the automatic Twitch integration of the new OBS. Completely automated. Fairness section in Snap. Kick off. We could try fix city fix in Snap. Your code is 1234. Darn it! Slim knows. Hang on, I gotta get a new code. How'd you guess it, Slim? I thought that was, like, really secure. Because people said don't make your password 123, so I made it 1234. Like, come on. Don't give the key to Brainless. Yeah, exactly. What was that or 0000? Only chumps do 0000. Real winners do 001. That's the oh wait 0010. That's the real winning one. New code QWERTY. Yeah, exactly. This is QWERTY straight across. 1337. All right. So, are there any other questions about how things are run? Things about the Patreon, things about the mailouts, things about the social media, things about any of that. Oh, and also a quick shout out on the social media. I can't believe I forgot about this, but a shout out to Tuba, that guy with the tuba, our moderator, our friend, good friend of mine. He has been the one that uploads all those things to Twitch. He hasn't had a lot of ability to do it lately, due to being a little under the weather. So he hasn't been able to do it in the past couple weeks, but generally speaking, he has been the one that has gotten everything over to YouTube from this channel lately. So huge shout out to Tuba for that. Like, he actually downloads it, he edits it, he puts in a little intro, he trims it, he trims the outro a bit. He does a great job. Absolutely great. What hair product do you use? I don't use any hair product. I just use shampoo and conditioner. That's all. And it's like not even anything fancy. It's just an Axe 2-in-1. Yeah, so another idea I could work with is taking vanilla, letting them out of city, and being tasked with building or improving a particular aspect of it in a snap. We've had that idea before. It's a little hard to quantify, though. You hear my whole idea? Yes, I did. Also, leading road reserve could be useful while designing. So, I think, again, I think that's a good idea, but the big problem with that, just me, is, like you said, designing the broken city to be going with, because that's more time that I have to spend. And right now, I get paid like $2 an hour for the amount that I put into cities in Snap. So yeah, I don't feel like diminishing that even further. I love this event, but working for $250 an hour is less than ideal. Never trust any site that holds thousands of codes as their target for hacking. Exactly. Maybe you could feature a creator who would be preparing the site for people to work on, but without letting them know which aspect they'll be working on. Maybe. That could be a way to do it, Outfrost. And I have considered that. I would have to probably organize some sort of NDA of, hey, you cannot disclose what plot holes you're leaving in there, etc., etc. That could be a way to get around it. $250 per hour, yeah. Oh, yeah, I wish. I wish. That would be great. There we go. I'd be loaded. So I guess my next bill will be, yeah, why not to mess traffic up? Fixing is fun. Yeah, I know, right? Fixing is really fun. Fixing is, like, super duper fun. I actually love doing that. In fact, a few times I've done city fixes on my live stream before. And usually working 145 bits. Thank you so much. Really means a lot. You're an absolute legend. Never change. I'm someone who charged $160 per hour. So that's actually almost my composer rate, Slim. Because as a doctor of music for composing music, I'm technically worth about $200 an hour whenever I write music. That's the going rate for someone with my experience, skill level, and qualifications. Worst traffic in a snap, dear goodness. I did for some time back in 2016, work for $2 an hour plus driven distance. I'll do that for CS if I can work from a caravan truck. Sounds good. What's your favorite genre of music? Honestly, I love minimalism. I love. Now, I need to quantify this. I love concert minimalism. I don't like the fine art. I don't like the painting and drawing minimalism. I like the musical minimalism. I think it's really, really good. Because it opens up a lot of possibilities. And a lot of people don't realize it, but so much of our lives are changed because of minimalist music. Minimalist music pervades most film music, it pervades a lot of game music. It's really, really awesome. It's a great genre to get into. And also symphonic. Symphonic concerts are just amazing. Like, it could be a cool city, but there could be numerous things not really accounted for. You can then look up the build and see what's a fit goal for the competition. That would be a fair way to do it, Outfrost. I'll have to take a look at that again. So if I made specially traffic jam generator city with some Rico stuff in it, could be a good idea. Maybe. You just pay more tax than one of my staff got paid. Yeah, that's typical. That's very typical. But I mean, you've been in that world, so you know that it's like, as you go further down the ladder, the more ridiculous it gets. Like, it starts out just like, oh, that's minorly unfair, to like, man, why do they get that? To, oh man, why is this way? Till you're like down here and it's like, yeah, I'm literally getting stepped on just for like stepping out of line. Like, what's tax? I know, right? Saltiest city in Snap. What would that even be? Still, I had to move 300 assets to collection. Why it takes 1 hour to move stuff, I have no idea. It just takes time. You guys are getting paid? Yeah, I know, right? All the way to slave labor. Pretty much. Like, absolutely. All the way down to slave labor. Because honestly, like, the way a lot of companies are set up is that's how it really comes out to. Which is why I've even committed, because, like, not Outfrost, sorry. King Prox is working on some new merch designs for us. And I've already told him, and he knows now, that anything that Season Snap makes from the merchandise that he designs, which he's still working on getting things set up for that, but everything that he designs, he's going to get a percentage of after a certain amount, basically. But yeah, because I just don't believe people should do work like that for free. So even if I can pay you only a little bit, then that's what you're going to get, because I don't believe in people doing work for free. I think it's atrocious. Serious news of Apple subcontractors. Yeah, I know, right? Sea-based. Oh, sea-based. I got that. Wait a sec. I can see a background through your shirt. Weird. Yeah, it's my new Dungeons and Dragons shirts that my wife got me for Christmas. It's just all of the different just game dice that you can have, and then it's just Dungeons and Dragons under it. I didn't think about it whenever I threw it on this morning. Just me. He's fake. It's a hologram, probably. Apple crappy products sometimes. All right, so I'll open it up then. Any questions for me personally, or even for Cazwife or anyone else that works behind the scenes of Cities in the Snout? There we go. Whew. Kaz isn't real. Don't buy into it. I know, right? If it's could be Holocaz instead of Kaz, I think I'm real. Yeah, I feel pretty real. Cazgram. It's not like Instagram, but it's just Cazgem. It's literally just different versions of Cazgem posting pictures to each other. And half of it is that picture of me that Discord dug up not long ago. I don't know if people have seen it or not. I'll go ahead and pull it up here just because I think it is ridiculous. Hang on, let me... There we go. Let's pull up my desktop if I can. Yeah, this one. Twitch. Yeah. My chat brought this back into my life recently. I'm not happy about it, but it's there. What if you were talking about how to start streaming? How do I complete the tech test, take part in CS? Sure. So one of the things you can do for that is just go to OBS and Open Broadcaster software. It's a great piece of technology. It is open source. It's very secure. It's very safe. It's very intuitive and easy to use. And you just open it up and you're off to the races. The one thing that I would recommend too is a lot of people try to go overboard. People try to go overboard with things such as they try to overstaff moderators. They try to say, hey, can I have a couple people to moderate for me? I'm going to come start streaming. When in reality, when you start streaming, you don't need any moderators. And that's just the truth of it. You don't need any moderators. I think that you should be able to moderate your own chat until you have 5+ chatting viewers. I think at that point, you need a moderator. But until then, no. But once you have that point, you can definitely make an argument for it. But I mean, heck, I moderate my own chat a lot. And the time that I definitely wasn't able to do it anymore was 60+ average chatters, like, per minute whenever Sunset Harbor came out. That's whenever I lost my ability to safely reign in chat. Usually struggle above 500 viewers. It was just the dense. It wasn't the viewers that killed me on that Slim. It was honestly it was just the density of it, because it was the Sunset Harbor stuff, and just my stream time happened to work really well for a lot of people that were curious about it. So I just had like a lot of people actively asking questions the entire time, which is very typical for a new DLC launch. But yeah, I just wasn't really prepared for it, because it like nearly tripled. Actually, it doubled my viewership at the time. So at the time, I was at like 55 averages, and I boosted to like 120 average over the course of like 3 days. Basically, yeah, mod just doing CS as I don't have time to watch the chat. Exactly. Cazgem moderates his chat sometimes. There we go. Noted OBS, test OBS on Monday. Yes. So, and then as far as actually streaming for Season Snap, the big thing is, if you're starting to struggle and you're starting to chug a little bit, just turn down your texture resolution a little bit on City Skylines. And then also, you want to make sure that if you are streaming outside of Season Snap, make sure that you're just paying attention to chat. Chat often has really good things to say. And obviously, if you don't want backseating, just, put no backseat gaming in your description, in your tags. If you are saying, hey, I want backseat gaming, then say backseat gaming allowed, because City Skylines is a game that people both do and don't like backseat gaming for various reasons. I like it because I think it allows me to be a better builder, but that's just me. I've done a fair bit of experimenting and research with streaming and video encoding. Ping me in Discord if anyone needs help setting up and premiere stream, video and audio wise. Yeah, please hit up Outfrost with that. Outfrost and a lot of other folks in Discord have a lot of experience with this stuff. There we go. Kaz is moderating my channel. I never see him around. I demand a refund. Brainless, you paid me with an empty bag of Doritos. What did you expect? Like, when you're paying someone with an empty bag of Doritos, like, come on, man. I was helping anyone needs help with Streamlabs or GoXLR and Stream Deck. My DMs are always open. GoXLR is so fancy. The Amazon device just went off in the other room. But was the bag shiny? No, it wasn't. It was like crusty. It looked like he got it off the floor of an abandoned building. Pinky's out, obviously. The empty bag was more than that brand decided to live on for a month, Kaz. That's not true. He gets fed once a week. It's not my fault Q-Boy beats him to the food most of the time. How are you doing, Araxi? You're supposed to wear the bag on your head, Kaz. It was like, no, it was like one of the little bags. It wasn't even a big bag. It was, and that wouldn't even fit on my head. I have a big head. I have like a really big skull. Like, let me find a comparison. Like, okay, the Switch isn't a good example of that. But like, I can't wear one size fits all hats. I can't wear large or XL hats. I often have to get, in fact, my doctoral hat, like my fancy doctor hat, I actually had to have special made. And it's not because, like, my hair, like, because even whenever my head was shaved for swimming, it was still a problem. I just have a larger than normal cranial radius, pretty much. Or diameter, I guess. It's absolutely absurd. And even that, they had to let out slightly, Cowswife, do you remember? That's why they had to send it out. There we go. Comedy Little Hats exists. I know, right? One size fits all. Never have I heard such a lie. I know, right? Well, you could tape it back to your head like everything exactly. Do you have a bald Kaz image? No. I purged all the images of me as a swimmer whenever I quit cold turkey, and then realized 3 months later I couldn't see my abs anymore. So I just kind of like rage deleted all of them. I could probably find them in other people's albums if I refriended them on Facebook and whatnot, but I'm too lazy to do that, and it'll just make me sad. One size fit none. Challenge accepted. Good luck. You know, a big head argument is fair. It's very fair. Yeah, I can't wear things. It's absolutely ridiculous. In fact, my glasses, uh, this is the biggest size of glasses, and they actually had to bend the arms slightly out, and even then, it pinches my head enough where the first couple weeks with the new set of glasses, I get severe headaches because there's just so much pressure on my skull. There's actually indents, very deep indents, because normally for people to get a little bit of a kind of a ridge going whenever you wear glasses permanently, but I actually have very deep permanent indents that are like they actually worry my optometrist whenever he sees them. But there's not much I can do. I just have a large head. Weed, I know, right? Bingo card. Hashtag respect for answering everything. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I purged all photos from high school. I cannot confirm or deny I even existed in mid 2000s. Yeah, I mean I know I existed. Like there's still a couple that are around, but just all of my I'll call them my glory shots, the ones that made me look really, really good, I got rid of. It's like, for instance, there was a shot that was in a newspaper. It was in no, it was actually in a couple papers. But basically, I was in the middle of a butterfly stroke. For those that don't know what that is, it's where like you take both arms down and like you push it under, and then you swing your arms forward like this. There is a shot of mine where I had like my chest like slightly out of the water because I was like mid stroke, and like you could see how built I was in that shot, and it was like a really, really, really good shot. And I had it on my Facebook for the longest time, and I removed that because that was one of the shots that angered me because I was like, "Dang, I looked really good before I stopped shooting." Because that was pretty much my thought process. It was like, okay, if I don't see it, it doesn't hurt me, right? Guys, is swole as heck, pretty much. I new glasses overdue by over a year now. Had an issue with blood pressure, which I gave up with a few months back. Got fed up traveling to hospital for tests. Oh no, that stinks. I have a Pine phone on the way for some programming fun. A Pine phone? What's a Pine phone? I just ordered a Valve Index. I don't even know what a Valve Index is. Oof, not fun. I know, right? Kaz's wife does still buy kids' frames. Not a lie. Before Kaz discovered cities. No, it was 2010. It was literally just before I decided to quit cold turkey and start focusing on music 100% instead of just like 60%. Because I just made a decision with college offers. I was offered full rides for swimming at very good schools, but I decided that I wanted to focus entirely on music because music is one of those degree programs where you actually have to spend your days and your nights and your evenings and your mornings with your music, studying, practicing, writing in my case. So I just made the decision that I wouldn't be able to train for 6 hours a day on top of all that. So I just decided not to do it. And I didn't want to tempt myself, really. Well, always go with your heart, not with your head. Yeah, do it. I know, right? It's a phone that runs Linux and I Android actual Linux. That's interesting. Kind of don't worry about it, Kaz. I was stuck with you now. I know, right? Cheers out for us. Might stream some Dove for it. That sounds fun. Goes for another coffee. Do it. Nice. But I made that decision. I'm happy with the decision. But yeah, go with your heart, not with your head. That's what I did, and I'm still happy with it. I love music. I love what I did. I loved my time in undergraduate, graduate school, and others. But yeah, it was just sometimes you got to make that decision. Hey, Kaz, what's up, Boogly? How are you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. You caught us during our kind of open Q&A time of this behind-the-scenes look at cities in a snap. That's why I have problems with headphones. I wear glasses and hearing aid in one ear. See music via is not possible. And putting headphones over that makes a lot of pressure. So one way around that I've found is making sure you get headphones with good cushion. So like these are the Razer Krakens, and they are absolutely amazing. Like if I show you the ear cups on these, they're ridiculously thick. And even on my oversized head, it's so cushy, I just don't notice it. It's absolutely amazing. Like these headphones are absolutely legendary. Absolutely legendary. Because they'd be too big for someone like me. No, you can actually size it down. See? It can go microscopic for someone like you, but also has a good growth for someone like me. Getting the right glasses matters too. I took my headphones to the optician while I was having my glasses fitted. That's actually a good idea. I've never done that before, Gareth. I just got a pair of those. Awesome. Did you remove the mic from yours? Nope. It's just inside. I got the one that, like, scrolls inside. I haven't used this mic since I started streaming, though. Because I just use this mic for everything. Except there was a piece of software. I was on a call with a couple people about surviving the aftermath, like, I want to say it was like 2 months ago, something like that. I don't know. But for some reason, the software that they wanted me to use didn't register this microphone. So I had to use this, and I was just like so sad face. Because I like, had to have this annoying thing in front of my face. And like, I'm not used to having that. They're like, I'm used to it from like, my rating in World of Warcraft and all that. Because before I was streaming, before I had this all set up, I had this on for, World of Warcraft stuff. But like, I just haven't had it for so long. Because even for like raids and stuff now, I use this microphone setup. I don't even stream with headphones most of the time anymore. People have probably noticed I don't really use them. Season Snap is the exception that I use them for. And that's just due to how the audio has to run for the event. Earphones are better? Not really. Fun fact about pirates. Pirates spend their entire life chasing after adventure and danger in search of treasure. But the real treasure is the friendship they had all along. Isn't that like the cheesy thing that kids shows are using to like not encourage kids to think piracy is actually good or something like that? I thought I read an article about that at some point. My headphones are super comfy. That's good, Mixie. There you go. Yeah, me too on the mic. That's why I got the condenser in the first place. I already had this though from recording for music. Because whenever I'm recording like actual like a rehearsal or like a concert or something, or actually typically concerts like field recordings, I try to use this. And then like for lectures, I have this recording device. It's a little Zoom. It's absolutely great device. And I have a really nice Zoom H4 or sorry H6 in the closet back there. That's where I get a lot of my field recordings out of. It's like a $600 field recording kit. It's absolutely amazing. But you hook this mic up to that field recording kit, it's absolutely amazing. Because this mic has a twin in that bag. My BT headphone mic isn't recognized by Rocksmith. Oh, that's a big F. Big ones are expensive, but well, I have some good ones. But broken aux cable, I still can buy a new one. Oh no. I have friends who made when downloading your. Oh no, I never did that. So good. There we go. Feedback is a pain when streaming without headphones. Yes, it is. Unless you have RTX voice and you have your speakers perfectly placed. I use full bookshelf, like I use full audio stuff. Like I can hear everything in my games, all the music, everything, the entire time. It's great. Wait, you were teaching as well? I was thinking you were researching. I also teach, yeah. I don't just research. Yeah, I'm a composer. I'm also a professor. Well, I have the potential to be a professor as soon as I get hired. Unfortunately, I graduated with my doctorate at the single worst time to graduate with a doctorate in the history of academics. So I have RTX voice. Not tried streaming with headphones since. That's a good thought. It's you have to get the balance just right, and you may have to readjust where your speakers face exactly. But if you get the right setup, it works really well. Well placed speakers and a good setting for the noise gate. Don't even need that with RTX voice. RTX voice is basically black magic. So I would recommend just use that. Run that. Like I honestly see no reason. Like I haven't had to adjust the noise gates or anything. Like everyone on my desk to move my speakers. Just get speaker stands. Speaker stands are a godsend. For my master's because I was first year teacher at the time and just haven't started it back up yet. Nice. Remember when I broke Kaz's RTX voice? Oh my goodness. I was so broken by that. I was absolutely broken. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think we've covered a lot of ground. We've chatted about a lot. I hope I answered a lot of questions. Did you guys find today's behind the scenes look useful? I hope you guys found today's behind the scenes look useful. Would you like to see shorter versions of this in the future if there are more things that come up? Do you feel like this was useful? Do you feel like you learned a bit? We're gonna go ahead and close out soon, but just want to give anyone the chance to ask anything else if they want. Just me, no room on the floor. Oh my goodness. Tell you what, we'll do another just chatting sometime. How's that? We'll have a good chat some other time. It'll be absolutely great. It'll be perfect and beautiful. We can talk about things. It'll be amazing. Yes, I did have a good Christmas. Thank you so much. Got this shirt, got this sign that I can't reach on my door. Actually, I can reach it. There we go. Got this awesome Mandalorian sign. On duty for whenever I'm streaming. Off duty for when I'm not streaming. For the door, so that my wife and the housemate know whenever I'm streaming or recording, something like that, or if I'm just talking to people. So that's actually really, really great. And plus, it's Mandalorian, which is really, really good. Because Mandalorian Baby Yoda, basically the best thing ever. It's interesting. Getting a nice edition from CIS like half hour before CIS, but time to prepare it is needed. So, okay, we'll head out now. See you all around. Have fun. See ya. I say this, and we'll go ahead and piece it up for here. Due to the fact that we didn't really do a season snap today, we're not going to do a raid like we normally would. I want to encourage you all, if you want to hang out, I'll be in the Discord for a bit afterwards, as usual. If you would like to be part of the Patreon, be sure to go join the Patreon. Get your mail out. It's not going to be this. It's going to be a beautiful city skyline shot in Snowfall. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. It'll look great on your wall. I can't wait to see where everyone puts their different pieces of art on the wall. And until next time, this is Season Snap. Cazgem signing out. Thank you to all that are on Patreon. Thank you to those that have subscribed. Thank you to those that followed. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to those for bits. Thank you for the raids. And of course, we will catch you next week with Intersections and a Snap. See ya!